Alright, welcome back. I've got a Blu-ray update. These are all Vinegar Syndrome titles that I watched during the month of October. First up, 1989 is The Vineyard with James Hong. This is an interesting concept with this one. This is a Chinese guy creates wine from bodies to keep himself young. Very cheesy. But I thought it was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it a lot. It was basically almost an independent film, direct to video, but it was independently funded by James Hong. Interesting special features. Obviously there's an interview with James Hong and his co-star. Let me flip this around. Great transfer. I thought it looked great. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Next up is Beyond Evil. This is directed by Herb Fried, who also did Graduation Day, and it stars Linda Day George, who is possessed, and John Saxon is in it as well. Cheesy, brutally cheesy, but a lot of fun as well. I definitely recommend this one. I give this a 7 out of 10. And there's some sparse on special features, but there's a few featurettes and interviews there. Let's see. Next up, I think, is The Berserker. 1987's The Berserker. Backwoods slasher film. I like how Vinegar Syndrome is digging up all these titles that just haven't seen the light of day for a long time. Guy named Richard Jefferson directed it, who didn't do, I think he only had 2 other screen credits. But I thought this was good. I give it a 7 out of 10. I'm a big fan of backwoods slashers. This has got a hokey, like a hokey mystical type slasher with a Viking bear. I mean, it's just hilarious. Next up is I want to say Pledge Night. In 1990s Pledge Night, and this is a 1990 direct-to-video slasher film. I was kind of lukewarm on this. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Directed a guy named Paul Ziller. I've never heard of him, but he's done a lot of sci-fi type titles. Sea Beast is one of them. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's college pranks that turn into slasher type kills. Next up is Beyond the Door 3, which is really basically, it's a sequel in name only. It's really about a train. It's a killer train movie, a possession type movie, Italian production. There's some really cheesy effects with the train, this little toy trains, but I thought they did quite well with what they had to work with, and it's a direct-to-video, low-budget type deal. But I thought, in general, it was an enjoyable watch. I guess the producers, as I found out, instead of titling it Killer Train or The Train, they decided to parlay the financial success of Beyond the Door and just name it a Beyond the Door sequel. So. Next up is Secta Siestra, which I thought was terrible. Really, really bottom of the barrel special effects. I mean, it was a possession movie. It's a Rosemary Baby type ripoff, but with really rock bottom special effects rather. The ending was I think the ending really killed it for me as far as my overall rating. I give it a 4 out of 10. It started out well, And I think the Rosemary's Baby theme, along with the acting, it had a lot of promise. But like I say, it was let down by its special effects. Next up is a film that I really liked a whole lot. I guess it's really the best way to describe it is it's a British, I think it's a British or Australian film that's a ripping off. It's not a rip off. It's basically Jason black comedy. In this film, of course, they changed the names. The killer is Jackson, and Jackson is trying to deal with the fact that he's born to be a killer, but he also doesn't want to be a killer. And he falls in love with this lady who tries to cure him of his desire to kill people. It's pretty damn funny in parts. I mean, horror comedies I think are more miss than hit. But I enjoyed this. I thought this was really, really good. I like the interplay between Jackson and his girlfriend. There's a great scene in this where she's trying to get him to do some S&M type stuff in the bedroom. It's pretty funny. This thing is loaded with special features, by the way. It's got a audio commentary track and a bunch of interviews. Really, really like this release. Unmasked 2.5. And then finally, there's the Amityville box. And these are all direct video sequels. This has got, let's see, it's got The Dollhouse, Amityville 1992, whoops, Amityville Horror, The Evil Escapes, Amityville A New Generation, and then Amityville Dollhouse. These are all pretty light on special features, but I gotta tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed most of these. They're basically sequels in name only. They're loosely attached to the original Amityville film through objects like clocks and mirrors and physical things from the house, the Amityville house, that basically possesses people and causes them to kill. All direct-to-video stuff in the 1990s, but really decent. I enjoyed all of them. I give them all about 6 stars, 6 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed this box set and highly recommend picking it up. I know that the Amityville franchise, after Amityville, the first 2 films, gets a lot of denigration, but I mean, I thought these were really, really good. And I haven't seen any beyond this, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. Okay, well, that's going to do it for my Blu-ray update, and let me know if you've seen any of these and what you think. Thanks.